guys, welcome to my channel. It is late Wednesday evening and I promised you guys a craft today, and I did do one and thought it was recording and it wasn't. And then I was going to show you how I did it, and I had a new shelving system in the back of my craft room, and somehow the bracket popped loose, and yeah, Lord, you should see my craft room now. It is a disaster. But I'm still going to share with you my little craft that I did. Um, if you follow Gareth Frewer here on YouTube, and even if you don't, you should. He did a craft with a slate board that he got from his pound store. And he did like a little Christmas thing. Well, I decided I wanted to do something for February that was sort of Valentine-y, but not overstatedly Valentine like the pinks, and I know it's pinks and reds and stuff like that. I know you're probably shocked to hear that if you know me, but I just wanted something that would be a little bit more elegant. So this is what I created. Now, I will tell you, this was, it was not very hard. This was just a chalkboard that I got, and it had this white rope thing on it, and it didn't really match it because it did come with some of these little hearts up here on top in gold, and I just didn't like the way it looked. So I just wanted to put some hearts on it, but I didn't want it to be, overly stated. If I wanted to, I could just leave this up, year round. So how I created this was, it is embossed, and I didn't have a stamp that large. So what I did was, I took this little stencil that I got from G's Embellishment Emporium, and I put it on the board, centered it where I wanted it on the board. And then what I did was, I used my clear ink for embossing. That this is the refill part, and I just had a piece of container laying around, and I squirted some in there. And then I took my stencil brush after I had this taped on, and I just used painter's tape to hold it down nice and tight, and I stenciled on very heavily the ink. Okay, and then I let that set for a couple of seconds, and then I took the stencil off very carefully. Now, because this is a chalkboard, I did not want to use the embossing bag on here because I was afraid the cornstarch would not come off. So I put the ink on very heavily so that it would hold on to the embossing powder, which it really did. Now, this took forever to do, but I think it just came out so nice. When I was pouring on the embossing powder, I tried very hard just to keep it around the edges of this. Then I put it on a piece of paper like this, and I took my brush and went through every little crack and brushed it all down like this, all the way off. I went all the way around it, and because the embossing powder was on so thick, when I went over it like this to brush the embossing powder off, it did not come off my board. It stayed onto the ink, and I was able to brush all the embossing powder off. Now, I will say it did take a little bit to do that, but it just turned out so beautiful. I love the way it turned out. Then I just had this gold sticker that says XOXO, and I just put it at the bottom. And then I changed out the little handle ribbon for this white cord that totally did not match the board, with some gold, shiny gold ribbon that I had in my stash. And so this is the board that I created. Now, if you have a chalkboard and it doesn't have any hearts on the top of it, and you like the way the hearts look, you can totally take, I'm trying to find my gold pen here. You can totally take your gold pen, a gold marker, a gold pen, and go through here, because here's one that didn't quite do. I'm going to fill this in a little bit. If I can get it to work. There we go. And just fill this in with your gold pen. And you can take a gold pen or a gold marker. I probably advise a gold marker. And I have one of those. I just can't put my hand on it right this second. And then you can just hand draw the little hearts on here. Or you can do all the embossing. This would be a lot to emboss here because I know what it took me to do that. So you can just use a gold marker pen or whatever and just draw some little hearts at the top. So I just love how this turned out. I think it turned out really, really cute. And this is something that I could actually leave up all year. It doesn't overtly scream Valentine's Day, but you can certainly tell that it is Valentine's Day. And I think that I got this board at Target, and it was $3. And then everything else I had in my stash. The stencil I got from G's Embellishment Emporium. Stickers I've had forever. I don't even remember where I got these from. And the ribbon I had in my stash. So it was very, very, I won't say quick just because of brushing all the embossing powder, the extra embossing powder off. But it was a very simple, inexpensive way to create a piece of artwork that you can have up for Valentine's Day. I think it looks very elegant. And it's just very simple to do. Alright guys, I hope you like this, and if you do, please give this video a big old thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please go down to the little box that says subscribe and hit that little button and join us here on my channel. And I just thank you for watching. I know it's late, so I will see you tomorrow morning with our daily devotion, and then sometime tomorrow with our Card Design Thursday. See you soon. Bye.